Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Today's video, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous for you guys to watch it because as some of you may know, I was extremely lucky to be asked to build 3 lots in the brand new Sims 4 expansion pack. Meaning that if you decided to get that expansion pack, 3 of my lots will already be in the brand new world. Crazy, I know. So in the Sims 4 Snowy Escape, a pack where your Sims can partake in snow sports and go to a new world with a beautiful big mountain. 3 of my lots are going to be in that world. A vacation home, a park, and what we're building today, which is a lot that has never been seen before, never been built before, an onsen. So if you're wondering what an onsen is, it's basically a hot spring or a bathhouse influenced and inspired by Japanese culture. And I really hope you guys like it because no one wanted to build it because we were all too scared to build something we had never been to or seen before. And being the new venue type, we were all like, I don't want to do that because I don't want the pressure to make it good. But then in the end, they were like, Deli, can you please build this? So this is what I started with. This is my sketch. The general idea was having like stacked traditional Japanese inspired roofing, a traditional exterior and a more modern interior with the onsen in the back left. So that's what I did. And I did start with a lot of reference images that the Sims gave me to use as inspiration about understanding what an onsen is, how the onsen floor plans look, how they work. Usually you would go to have a shower to cleanse the body and you would go into the onsen without clothes on. That is traditionally how they run. And the idea is that your body is cleansed and it isn't going to ruin the pure waters of the onsen or the hot spring. And the other thing was the Sims asked me to make the onsen an outdoor onsen, not a indoor hot spring. So I knew that I needed to have it outside. But when we were given this special build of the game to create our builds in, it wasn't fully done. So this is like a half-built expansion pack that we're using here. So items are missing, things aren't completed, the world around us isn't complete. I started off with barely any items. We didn't have wallpapers. We didn't have floor tiles. I didn't even know what the onsen was going to look like. I think I had one reference image to kind of get an idea of it. It was kind of like a sketch, design sketch. So I had a loose idea of what it was going to be like, but the way I knew how big it was I had this item to use. So obviously this is not what the game is going to ship with. This is just like a placeholder object. And I was able to kind of use this to know how much room this hot spring needed. And we didn't have the new fences or anything. So I'm pretty much just building with base game at this point and guessing how it's gonna come together and look, which is quite challenging. And the other thing is that, oh yeah, we didn't have windows or wallpaper. So these are just base game windows. I'm just using white on the exterior for now because I'm waiting for the wallpapers to come into my game. I think it was like every week or every second week or third week, we'd get an update of our game, which would include a few new items. So we'd log in and be like, oh my God, there's new windows or something. So we would go back into our builds and make the changes that we could. So that was really exciting. But it was challenging also because, oh yeah, you can see in the background, like the world isn't finished yet. It was so fascinating seeing the game develop as we worked on these. So yeah, basically with this onsen, what was required was obviously the hot spring, which is outside. We needed a shower room, toilets that were separate to the shower room, a change room that was separate to the showers and the toilet, and the showers needed to be outside as well. I needed to use a tiled mural. We needed a lounge area, some fireplaces, I think some vending machines as well. So there was a lot to include before having those objects. And I did have eco lifestyle in my game for some reason. So eco lifestyle, sometimes I'd go to use something from that expansion pack and then I was like, oh wait, I can't use that. So yeah, it was really interesting seeing the development of this pack, I guess, as we went along and built every week. And it's kind of cool looking back on it and watching it back with you guys. But it might seem a little bit choppy because I am coming back to it each week. So the footage I apologize that it's not as easy to watch as I might usually make it to be. So yeah, basically the onsen, we're going to have a traditional exterior. I wanted to play it safe and make this lot hopefully appeal to most players. So I thought I'd just go very simple, traditional, neutral for most of the build, and then have a little bit of a modern influence on the interior just to make it look really fresh and still very clean and minimal. So hopefully I achieved that and you guys like it. And it was a little tricky figuring out where to put the bathroom, where to put the entrance. The floor plan was probably the most difficult part because I also wanted the exterior to look decent too. And I wanted to have a big wraparound balcony, or at least 2 balconies, so that the Sims could like look out to the mountainsides, and maybe a Sim could propose here, or you could have a first kiss, or just enjoy a beverage or something like that. So I really did want this to look spectacular inside and out, but yet still look like an onsen, which I didn't even know what they looked like. So I just had images. So I really hope you guys like it. This is our beginning of the shower room and change room. This was before I realized the showers needed to be outside and not in the same room as the change room. And we didn't have any of those objects at this point. So I was really just guessing the placement. This was the point that we got the onsen asset into the game, so it was no longer that block. So I was able to see, okay, I can see the color of it, the orientation of it. I can kind of see if I can get a fence around it, if I can put other rocks around it, or landscaping. And the onsen did get flipped around, I think, in the end. And then I got the new showers, and in onsens, there's usually these like handheld shower heads with a mirror so you can kind of see what you're doing, and you have these little stools you sit on with kind of buckets that you can cleanse yourself with. So those little outdoor tables I was putting there as placeholders for this object that I knew we would be getting in the game. So I was able to kind of put them side by side. But then I got the feedback that this had to be put outside, so we do change it up. There's a lot of changes before it all comes together at the end. So I will share at the end of this video what it turns out to look like. And yeah, this was definitely the build that I was most scared to do. And not having been to an onsen myself, I did feel like it was difficult to know how to build it. And I wasn't copying a floor plan of an existing onsen either. I still had to make it up myself. So it was definitely challenging to do that. And you can see here we have a balcony and a staircase outside, so you can look over towards the mountains. And it was at this point in the game that we started getting a lot more assets. So we had these nice wall decor items, the rain chains, which you could see on the back wall there. I didn't know what a rain chain was. A rain chain is like what you put on the outside of a building to catch rain, and it kind of trickles down and looks really beautiful. And I think it's also practical. I think it kind of works a little bit like a gutter to, you know, collect the rain off the roof. And I thought it was just like cool decor pieces. So I was putting it inside, and the Sims kind of got back to me and very politely said, oh, could we maybe, you know, only use them on the exterior, not really the interior. And I was like, oh, that's what they're for. Okay. And then I went through this phase where I thought it would be really fun to make the inside very modern. I wanted to use like mint green colors. And I really went to town brightening up the interior. I think I might have even changed the floorboards to light floorboards. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna have mint green walls. It's gonna be really modern inside and bright. And I think it was when I came back to it, maybe the 5th time, there was a lot of revising. I kind of looked at it and I thought, you know what? I don't think, like, I know I'll like this, but I don't think the majority of players are going to like this. I think it's going to be like too modern compared to the exterior for most players to enjoy and for most players to make sense of it. So in the end, I decided to strip it right back, go really simple, just make it look like a more traditional, earthy, natural looking interior. And I actually think that was probably a good decision. But I believe in a little while you might see a very different color palette, but it does flip back. And we also got to use split leveling or stages. This is a new build tool, which was extremely exciting for us to get to experiment with for the first time. So I do have like a stage on the right there. Platform, thank you. The white trim on it, we only had that to begin with. Wow, that green is a lot. We had like a white trim on it, and that was all we could use at the beginning. So if you see like white trims everywhere, that's what it is. And then this, oh yeah, this is the point at which we try the green colors, I think, because I'm pretty sure I get inspired by the green minty rug on the floor, and I'm like, I've got to find a green color to put on the wall. And I used my favorite base game bricks. I love these bricks. And that's pretty much what began this entire makeover of the interior that we end up throwing in the bin afterwards. And there's actually some really cool murals in the game. They're kind of like big snow sport action silhouettes, and I thought that looked so cool and modern. I'll be really interested to hear if you guys preferred this look or if you prefer the outcome that you guys will see at the end, because I don't know, some of you guys would probably like this, but I think I made the right decision that most people wouldn't. And I love this fireplace. I think that fireplace is so pretty. I think I've also started putting in the new windows at this point. No, we've still got base game windows. We also have new doors that are really nice. I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy the new doors. And the other thing we had to keep in mind with our builds is that usually when you're in, like you open a new pack in The Sims, you go into one of the Sims made builds, like the original builds, you often think, oh, these are really empty looking. And I know a lot of people often wonder why that is. And it's actually because when you build for the Sims game to ship to all sorts of players all around the world, you have to simplify the lots a lot in order for them to run on all kinds of computers. So you can imagine if you put lots and lots of clutter in a build, it means that the game utilizes more computer power for it to load. And then if there's someone on a lower end PC or computer trying to play it, they might have issues. So to make sure that more players can enjoy the lots and run the game as smoothly as possible, they asked us to use less items and to keep it a little cleaner, not to use, like, for instance, too many wallpapers or mirrors that face each other and then keep creating more and more reflections, because all of those little details actually slow your game down a lot. So for that reason, we had to be more minimal in the way that we built and finished our builds. And that was also challenging because I'm used to doing whatever I want, and we couldn't do that. So luckily though, because this pack is inspired by Japanese aesthetics, which are often very minimal, that was kind of very lucky because it looks legit. Whereas if we were, say, building something for Realm of Magic, where you might want to create something that's more like a little witch's hut with lots of things everywhere, I don't know how you would do that when you can't use many items. It would be very difficult. So this is pretty much almost the finished exterior. We finally got the wallpapers, or the general exterior. We got the final wallpapers, so I'm experimenting with them. These were the more traditional ones. And this was the point that I started getting really excited because I felt like, yay, it's finally coming together. It doesn't just look like a weird white shell, and it's starting to look more realistic. We had an idea of more like what kind of assets that were going to be added. Some of them we didn't know about, but some of them we did kind of know about or could ask about. And one of the things I did ask about was, are we getting any different fences? Because I had the balustrade on the upper level that didn't look right. The columns didn't look right. The fencing didn't look right. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna look horrible. And everyone's gonna be like, Deligracy did the worst Onsen build ever. But then they did tell us, yes, there's a new fence coming in. It's like a bamboo fence. So I was thinking, okay, bamboo fences are usually tall. Hopefully it's gonna be a tall fence that we can put around the onsen for privacy. And here it is, the bamboo fence got added. Yay! And it makes sense for an outdoor onsen to have a high fence for privacy. Originally, I was going to use the brown fence, but I believe in the end we actually changed it to green. I just thought it was a little bit more vibrant, especially since all of this area on the mountain will be covered in snow. So I felt like a bright green fence, or not bright green fence, but a green fence might be a little bit more uplifting than the brown. And then you can see the mural wall there near the showers, which have now been taken outside. We also have a little seating area around a fireplace, which is kind of nice. The balcony upstairs has some sheltered area too. Oh, that's another thing. Because we had no snow in the game at this point, I didn't know what this build was going to look like in the snow. I was like, is the onsen gonna freeze over? What do I do for the landscaping? Do I need to put like terrain paint? I guess not, because the snow's gonna cover it. So that was also confusing. And then these are the lockers we got, and that was very exciting because I got to remove the wardrobes that were placeholders there. This is pretty much the color scheme we're going to end up with. More of the natural colors, traditional colors, I would call them. And that very organic tealy color in the background, like a soft teal. So I'm playing around with it here. Oh, maybe this is the part where I go down the modern track and got a little bit too excited with making it look modern. It might be, I'm not sure. Also, the mural that I used outside, the tiled mural, The Sims asked me to use that. I originally wasn't going to use that outside, but they said it was important that it was included. And I actually found mixing this more traditional wallpaper with more, I guess organic flat wallpapers without any wood accents. Originally I thought it wouldn't work, but I think it came together in the end. And I love that little glove hanging spot on the wall in the entrance. I thought that was kind of cute. And in the area next to the stairs, you're probably wondering, what is she going to put there? Because that's very blank. Is that a dance floor? Do onsens have dance floors? No, they do not. That is where this, I've forgotten what it's called, but it's basically this table that you sit on cushions around it and it has a blanket built into it. So in cold climates, you can like put your legs under the table and put a blanket over you whilst you have a tea or eat or whatever. And I thought that was the best idea ever. It's like, I want one. I want one. I forgot the name of it though, but I knew that asset was coming and I thought it would be perfect to put it in this build because if you've been out in the cold all day snowboarding, you might want to, warm up and cuddle up in a little blanket table. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be put in that area soon. And then this seating area near the showers and the onsen, I don't know what people think of that. Just because it is more of a private area, the onsen, but the Sims thought it would be okay in the Sims game. I don't know if that would be a thing, like if there'd be a seating area next to an onsen in the real world. I'm not sure, but in Sims we thought it would be okay. And your Sims will always be encouraged, before they hop in the onsen, they must shower. And that is to be respectful of the Japanese culture that this pack has been inspired by. So your Sims will definitely need to rinse their bodies before they hop in. And then I thought it would be nice to just have one sink area here in the change room, just in case you needed to freshen up. And I think I'm going to put a window there as well, so there's a nice little view looking out. Oh wait, maybe I didn't put a window there because it's a change room. Actually, I think the window got taken out. That's right, because I was like, public change room should probably not have a window. So yeah, this is pretty much the exterior of the onsen, looking how it should look. There was a really interesting new wood texture or swatch on a lot of these build items, which kind of incorporates both a light and a dark wood. So I was very keen to use that in this build just because it's so different to what I've seen before. These are the rice paper screens or windows that looked really nice in the interior. And also the vending machines. So that's exciting. One piece of feedback I got was there were originally 2 vending machines in the upstairs area, as you can see. And another thing you have to think about in these builds that ship with the game is that Sims need to route really nicely. So having 2 vending machines next to each other, it might be hard for the Sims to get around each other. So it's better to put the other vending machine in another place. So it's this kind of feedback that I think I've learned a lot from. And yeah, I'm excited to apply this feedback to my future builds as well, because I think it will be nicer for more players to download them as well. Anyway, let's check out the build in the game. So nestled behind these trees is the finished onsen. Woohoo! So this is what it looks like. It is kind of similar to my original sketch, which is kind of cool. And we have the new bamboo fencing. It's very nice. You can come here after snowboarding, relax, warm up a little bit, go into the hot spring. It's all very nice. And I have to say, one thing that I wish I hadn't done, because when I was building this, I didn't see it in the snow. I totally forgot these bushes. When it's snowing, they lose their leaves. I thought it was like this bush where they have like nice little snow icing on top of them. So I would have changed those had I remembered that. But you know what? Once you're done with the build, you can't make these changes, which is another challenge of the building process in this game. Anyway, this is the entrance. Oh, there's a sim here. How exciting. This is what I would say is the reception area. They've got a little bonsai tree there. You can see the interior is very much a bridge between traditional and modern, classic, perhaps. So this is a nice minimal area your Sims can sit in. Over here is the bathroom. The bathroom needed to be separate to the change room and the showers. So this is very simple, very nice. If you go into one of the toilets, they are the new fancy toilets. Very exciting indeed. And then I also love this little hanging spot. I think that's really cute. With the little gloves. There is also a new speaker with some new music, I believe. And then through here, if you want to go straight to the onsen, you go into the change room. We've got these new lockers, little sink area, the new bench tops as well, new tiles. And then this is screened out, so for privacy. And then when you go into the onsen, you walk out and there it is. That's beautiful. I really want to show you it in live mode, but I'm only allowed to show you the build, unfortunately. But soon we'll do a let's play and I can't wait to actually use this lot because I haven't used it yet. And over here, the showers, these dividers, the glass dividers were added quite late after I'd pretty much done the whole build. So that was a last addition and I think they look really nice. So that's good. The mural the Sims wanted me to use is there as well. There's also this seating area with some open windows. So it's like an indoor-outdoor area. And then here's the onsen and it looks so pretty at nighttime. I'm excited to show you at night. And yeah, this is where your Sims can go. Your Sims have to shower before they hop into it. And there's a little garden here. It's very natural looking, like it's not too manicured. It's just very natural to be at one with nature as you sit and enjoy the onsen. If we go back inside, and you're probably wondering, what does upstairs look like? We have the vending machines here, which I know I said earlier, they said not to have 2 vending machines next to each other, but I guess they tested the lot and the routing was okay. Because they test the builds as you create them so they can give you feedback if something's not working. This was what I was telling you guys about, the table with the blanket. Your Sims will sit down and their legs will be under the blanket, which is really nice. I thought that was a lovely, peaceful, cozy area of the build. And then if we go up the stairs, we come to the, oh my God, oh no. I made a mistake. Okay, the balustrade doesn't match the fencing, but let's keep that our little secret. I'm just gonna say it wasn't my fault. I didn't do that. It wasn't me. I'm never gonna sleep at night again thinking about this. See, this is the type of thing that you can so easily miss and now it's gonna be in the game forever and annoy everyone who notices it. So I apologize for that. Don't tell anyone. Okay, moving on. So out here is a beautiful viewing deck. You can enjoy viewing the world and maybe have a proposal here, a first kiss, an important conversation, a life-changing conversation or decision could be made out there whilst admiring nature. We have our other vending machine, seating area, very nice. And then out here, another area where you can just sit down, it's under shelter. There's a beautiful little fireplace too. This was a request from the Sims team to have outdoor fireplaces, which is really nice. And then you can also enjoy the view from up here. You could gaze down actually. It's lovely out here. So anyway, you guys, I really hope you enjoy the build and your Sims enjoy going to it if you decide to download this pack. And yeah, I hope people like the build. I'm so nervous. Like, I'm so worried people won't like it, but I hope they do. I did try my hardest. I did try and research as much as I could and take as much feedback as possible from the Sims team to make sure this represented a Sims Onsen well. So I hope you enjoyed a lot. And I mean, if you really hate it, you can always knock it down and rebuild it or get one off the gallery that someone else will make. So is okay as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and I'll speak to you soon. Dag dag!